My name is Mzamo Bruce, also known as SBee. I'm a fine artist. I was actually born in Mpumalanga, Nelspruit, in a small village known as D.R.E.A.M.S. That's where my creative dream started. I grew up as a kid that was exposed into a lot of indigenous games. So as kids, we used to go around the bushes and bear hunt. Sometimes we'd go to swim in any small dam or just stay in a hood and play street soccer games. Art has been a passion of mine since from childhood. I used to draw a lot in my primary school days. So I was that kid whom other kids relied on when it was time to do graffiti or any other regular drawing for our portfolios. As we know, a creative kid needs a creative environment. So I moved to Gauteng in 2016 to feed myself with all the appropriate inspirations from the city lights and other creatives who are doing well for themselves. For me, art is a reflection of reality because it gives us a voice to tell our own stories and to express our feelings through brushstrokes or charcoal or any other mediums that can be used for art. Because art doesn't limit you, you can actually use anything that feels right for your artwork. So in most of my work, I use acrylic paints and charcoal because I feel like those mediums really gives me a freedom to put emotions in every artwork. It took a while for me to really find myself, who I am, and the subject of stories I wanted to tell. So I'm really grateful that throughout the journey I actually managed to find myself and to find a subject that I would say I'm now strictly focusing on. If you look at my work now, you see a visual representation of people with visual impairment or disabilities. This body of work is based on how our societies drive the narrative that people with disabilities are far off dreams. In other words, they cannot really achieve their dreams. Many of them are held hostage in our household, restricted to go out and live life like any other human beings. So I felt the absence of them in success stories. Collaborating with a big brand like Timberland was one of my dreams, and I'm really grateful to have these opportunities to tell my story through an expensive canvas presented by an American brand that I grew up seeing on TV, rocked by most successful superstars. So this artwork is inspired by dreams. Every person with visual impairment or disability should not be divorced from dreams. Everybody should be treated fairly and be given equal opportunities to showcase their talents. Our black communities lack those stories. We need to testify about our disabled brothers and sisters who beat all odds and achieve their dreams. My approach to this project was different from other projects that I've done. So the first thing that I thought of was the visual language of the artwork. If you were to look at the artwork, you'll realize that there's an African child holding a ball on a wheelchair. As an artist, I had to find techniques and elements that was going to represent us as Africans. That's why I use the classic Benenpeti hairstyle, which is mostly done by Africans. And on the other side, there's a scoring net that is rolled up tightly to a trunk of a tree. That simply explains how we grew up. We grew up with less materials. Our parents couldn't really afford to buy us proper stuff to play around with, so we used anything that we had. That is why I drew a trunk of a tree instead of a normal pole. So I'm trying to say, with the little we had, we still managed to hold on to our dreams. Other elements that gives this design a voice is those two phrases: I have a right to dream, I have a right to play. The idea was to try and incorporate the Bill of Rights because the brand dedicated this project to Women Rights Day. So I came up with those two phrases as spoken words expressed through that African child with a disability. The Timberland t-shirt already had an identity of its own, and it has been a success in the market. So working on something that already have made an impact in fashion requires you to have deep thoughts and different creative approach to make it elevate to another level. As you know, they say charity begins at home. So being home is one of the greatest feeling of peace everybody wishes to have. I'm lucky to have a family that allowed me to be myself in every aspect of life. I drew a lot of inspirations from my mom. She's a strong woman. She always preaches the power of faith in life. Besides that, she also believes in my creative dreams. I'm glad that she's part of this project, and that's also an achievement on its own. Presenting such an authentic piece of my work to her gives me that "Mama, I made it" feel. If you may ask, am I successful or not now, I would say yes, I am. Because this is a priceless moment that I consider as success. I always have moments where I look at my life and realize how blessed I am to have people I call friends. People who have been supportive in different kinds of ways. People who have walked this journey with me. And most of the time the public won't get to see them because they always remain humble in every journey we partake in. So Welcome has played a very important role in unlocking this collaboration dream to come true. Besides Timberland being his favorite brand, he was also able to see the vision and he encouraged me to do something for his favorite brand. So I'm happy to present this special canvas to him to show appreciation and gratitude for what he did. As I said, there are a lot of people that shaped my art journey, but every time I look by my side, I also see those who say, no matter how long the journey is, we're going to walk it with you. We are here to support you. So Zaba is one of those people that believed in me, and she believed in my craft even when I was struggling to believe in it and believe in myself. She always been there for me. It is important to look back and share all the successes with your team, because the journey doesn't end. You still have a long way to go. I am who I am because of my people. That's why you see stand behind the lens and also directing this amazing authentic story of success. So the project as a whole is centered around my family and friends. They are the ones who knows me better than others do. The combination of the artwork and the bold Timberland trademark gives this shirt a timeless look. You can revisit the design after a decade and still be amazed by what Timberland and I created on this shirt.